Hey guys, it's been a long time since I've done one of these, since I've done a little bit of a vlog, but I thought I may as well do one for a change. As you can see, I'm currently on a different bike. You probably guessed if you've seen my last couple of videos, because unfortunately I've sold the DRZ. The DRZ is no longer mine. I'm a little bit upset about that, to be honest, because that was a great bike and I miss that bike loads. But I now have a Suzuki GSR750. It's a 2012 model. It was pretty much brand new when I bought it, almost, like, well, brand new within like miles wise. Like, it had 1600 miles on it when I bought it, something like that. I've only had it almost 2 months, and yeah, it's a very nice bike. I have done quite a bit to it already, like a lot quicker than I thought I would do stuff to it, just because I bought it and it was completely standard, other than it had a lowering kit on it and it had a tail tidy on it, but other than that, yeah, it was completely standard. So since then I've changed the bars, put different levers on it, put an aquapovic system on it, which is very nice and sounds so much better. So if you've got one of these and you want to put an exhaust system on it, I suggest aquapovic. It's a lot of money, I'm not gonna lie. It's not cheap. I mean, just the can itself costs 600 quid. It's a lot of money, but you can do it on like a finance deal thing. That's kind of what I've done. So if you look around, there's places that do finance deals and expensive cans and that, so you might want to look into something like that. But it's worth it. It's very worth it. But what else have I done to it? I have I'm trying to think what else. Oh yeah, nice like rad guard on it. Loads of RNG stuff, obviously. Just I don't really want to be dropping this thing. So the DRZ was, you can drop it, pick it up, and it might be a little bit scuffed. I mean, I did drop that bike a few times. It was not obviously intentional, because I'm not an idiot. It was just fucking about, or sometimes it wasn't even kind of my fault. Like, well, sometimes a cut, like I had one time I think where it was my fault, where I was being a bit of an idiot and I locked up the front on wet leaves, and yeah, went down, which is not the thing that you want to be doing. But yeah, you can pick that bike up and just go again. Unlike this thing, you drop this thing, it's kind of written off, which is a bit of a problem. And get in here. Oh, nice. Don't you just like that when you fill up a bite and it pretty much goes green when you get there? It's just great. But yeah, I put K&M filter on it as well. I want to put a cow power commander on it at some point. The thing is, I want to put quick shifter on it, but them things combined are a lot of money. And once I've done that, then I'm going to have to get it all remapped, or whatever you want to call it, and just get it all set up right. So it's still going to cost me a bit of money. But I basically kind of just want to make it my own. That's one thing I don't like is, well, it's entirely up to a person, I suppose, but in my thing, if you got a bike, you've got to personalise it. You can't just keep it standard. Like, yeah, they still look good standard, but just, it's my kind of thing. I have to make it unique. Like, I don't want to have the same bike as what everyone else has. I want something different, you know. So yeah, this it's basically what I like. Is, I mean, don't get me wrong, this bike was beautiful when I got it. It was beautiful, like a lot of other standard bikes, like they are, you know. But it looks so much better with what I've done to it now. So much better. I've done quite a few miles on it since I've had it. Like, in the 2 months I've had it, I've done, well, I say a lot, 6.5, well, 650, something like that. So not loads of miles, but enough. I am not liking the look of this weather. It was looking good a minute ago, but now it's just got very dull. This is not good. It's not good at all. I was going to go up for a bit of a long ride, but no. Here we go. I guess you kind of going like I should do a little review about this bike as well, I suppose. Like I said, it's 2012 GSR750. It's, compared to the DRZ, it's like a rocket, man. It's fast. It's so fast. Obviously, compared to the GSXR 1000 that I sometimes ride, it's still quick, but it's not as quick as that, obviously. I mean, it is a GSXR 750 engine in these, which they down tune. It produces, I think, just over 100 brake horsepower, something like that, standard. Mine's obviously going to be a little bit more, because obviously I've done exhaust, cane and filter. It's not going to be massively more, maybe up to like 10 brake more, but I suppose it helps. But it's very nice to ride. Like, when I first picked it up, I was a little bit uncomfortable on it, I'm not gonna lie. It did feel very strange, because I've never owned a bike of this kind of style. I guess I've only ever really owned supermotos and super sport bikes like GSXR, basically. I have ridden bikes like this. I mean, like, I rode one of these last year. I took one for a test ride. I went up to my local Suzuki dealer, and I was, on the off chance, and I was, can I just take out GSR750, guys? And, yeah, sure, just give me your details and here's the keys, sort of thing. Great. So yeah, I took one out. I've been after one for a long time, although I did almost buy a BMW S1000 RR before I bought this, but then there would have been too much risk. Basically, I was at a British Superbike meeting start of the year, and they always have like their Bennett's crash repairable bikes, and there was a BMW S1000 RR there. Beautiful bike. Not, well, initially I didn't think it was very damaged. It had a couple of panels needed replacing. That was all it looked like to me. Then I spoke to the guy about it, and he said, yeah, we looked a bit further, and it turned out the clutch cover had basically got a big hole inside of it, and it damaged internal stuff, and it was just too much risk for me. I mean, it was a cheap bike. It was seriously cheap for what that bike is. Man, that was a lot of bike for that money. If you can repair it for cheap and get it on the road, that's a lot of bike you've got there. A lot of bike. But for me, it's too much risk. I don't have loads of money to be spending on fixing a bike. So yeah, I can't afford to be doing that. Too much money for me. It would have been a lovely bike to own, but this is still a great bike, don't get me wrong, still a great bike. But yeah, handling wise, this bike is awesome. Like, in my opinion, it handles awesome. I've watched a couple of other like guys doing reviews on YouTube and stuff, and they say they say the power isn't really there until about 6,000-7,000, which is the case when you're initially going up to that. But if you kind of keep it between that, it's fast, it's really quick, it wants to go. And yeah, I like it. I've gone for the whole black on black look at the minute. Like, I am debating putting a bit of red into it, but I don't really want to go down the anodized road. I've done that with the DRZ, and obviously red anodized stuff goes pink after a while, and it doesn't look as good as it does when it originally goes on the bike. So I'd rather go down the whole, if I am going to start painting stuff, I'd just rather do like the powder coating stuff. But I don't know, to be honest, if I'm going to do that. I was thinking maybe just get like red brake lines, like hell brake lines, maybe get some red radiator hoses on it, and yeah, just kind of not a lot of red stuff, just kind of like subtle stuff. I mean, everything I've done to it so far is pretty much either carbon fiber or black, like, because it suits the bike. It looks aggressive like that. In my opinion, it's an aggressive looking bike when it's all in black. It looks badass, it looks really cool. But I suppose it's personal preference again, what you're into and that, obviously. Like I say, I will be upgrading the brakes, but I'm only really going to upgrade the brake leads to hell performance brake leads, and I will probably put some Brembo pads on it. I'm not actually going to, well, I would like to do wavy discs at some point when I have the money for them, because they're a lot of money. But that can wait a while, I guess, or wait until when I can afford it. But yeah, for the minute, hell brake lines, once I've got the money to get them done. Brembo pads, that'd be alright. I mean, the brakes are good anyway, don't get me wrong, they're great brakes, they're great brakes. Better than the DRZ, that's for sure. But I suppose it would be. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. I haven't taken it on the quarter mile yet. I plan on taking it on the quarter mile, but I'm not really a fan of where I used to go, like the North World. You just get too many cars there these days, so I'd rather go to Santa Pod and go like race there. I mean, you get more runs for your money. It's an actual proper track. It's not an airfield that's been converted to a bloody drag strip for the day. It's just a better place to go. But I will be doing that. I hope to get it on the track at least once this year if I can, on the quarter mile, just to see what I can do. If not, it will be next year. I mean, it is already like July, and being that we live in England, the weather's been pretty shite for about a month now. This is like an okay day. Well, I say okay, it started out beautiful. It's now got cloudy, but it's now the sun's kind of breaking through. I'm wondering whether it's actually going to be alright. But yeah, you have to kind of rely on the weather, I suppose, in this country a bit. It sucks, but what can you do? Anyway, guys, I guess I'm going to carry on enjoying my ride, and I will try not be so long with one of these next time. Like, it has been literally years since I've done this, and yeah, it's too long, I should say. Anyway, yeah, I'll catch you next time, guys, then.